Okay, 1986, good luck. So I've just gone green there, so just connected to the game. 160 games for my opponent, so still in the process of building a rating, but it's enough games to basically establish your broad rating, but not many games in any time control. What do I want to do? Let's just go e6. We're just going to try and develop and get castled. Okay, let's throw a check in. Bishop up. It's perfectly fine to trade there. Let's just trade and castle. I'm probably just going to play c6 and then worry about getting the bishop into game another time. But I could do something like this. Depends how obviously my opponent chooses to play this. But rook across, and potentially for the knight to come across. Just slow, steady does it. I'd just expect bishop up and castle here, unless he's got something else in mind, of course. And c6 is a very logical move. It's a very normal move in this position. You've just got a bit of a problem getting your bishop into play. You can see there are not many games in any time controls, but enough to establish your broad rating level. Yeah, bishop up. So what do we want to do? I'm going to go c6. I'll worry about the bishop another time. Just rook across, then knight up. Yeah, now he's playing quickly again, so he must have had some sort of issue there. So how do we want to do this? I could spend knight up and back, but I don't think I should. I'm going to go here and get the bishop up somewhere. Obviously, if takes now, I'll have to go with a c pawn though, so it's a little bit symmetrical. So bishop up, you might be looking at simply queen down, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to play bishop right up just to get it out of the way. But I'm quite happy if queen comes in just to trade the queens and play an endgame. I don't mind that. But if we trade rook across, takes, rook takes, eventually I'll have to run my king all the way across the board. So it's going to be difficult to create anything here, but I can play rook across now and try and challenge for the open file as the queen didn't come immediately in. And do I do this, or do I just play the queen here? I might actually play the knight back, so I'm redeploying, but obviously knight down. If we leave the knight here, we can just take immediately and break the symmetry. And queen here, we might be able to try and get forward at some point. But otherwise, this bishop is very difficult to do anything with. Okay, queen across. So if I go here and the knight comes in, yeah, I still can't really get forward, can I? I'm just going to play queen here. We cover white going here. We can still take if you choose to trade the rook. So we've got the option to trade ourselves. It does launch forward. At least that breaks the symmetry, so I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm just going to trade there. Okay. So we can trade a rook and we can try and challenge for the open file. We've got bishop back and we can trade our bishop off. That isn't really doing a lot. But I could do that anyway, couldn't I? Actually, I think I should. I think I should challenge the open file and then come back. So I'm going to get my rook on the open file. Now I've got to push one of these pawns at some point. But I can get my bishop back with a tempo now and maybe trade it for one of white's pieces. Does it matter which pawn I push? I want to push the outer pawn. Okay, he does come forward. So let's get rid of the bishop so we don't forget about it. Now I assume I want to play knight across here, but that's an annoying knight. And I'm quite happy to play endgames. Yeah, let's just trade the knight and see where we go, assuming you go with the rook. It goes with a pawn. I'm going to play the queen across so they're both connected on the same file. Obviously white might do this, but there is a pawn to guard, so he has actually hung the pawn. He's just moved a bit quick there. So is that a free pawn? If we take, check, I have to take. Queen check, king up. Now, if you play a move quickly, like queen here, I can check, get the queen off, and I should be better. But if you play the queen to either of these, what do? I can check for one move, but I can't guard both pawns, so it's just a temporary pawn, I think, then. So do I allow white to try and guard it like this and go crazy? Take, rook down. I can't afford the trade. I have to trade. So king up will be forced. It could mix it up though, couldn't it? I could play king forward and guard these and just give up a pawn here. I'm going to do it. So I'll trade the rook and I'll play king up. I have to take the rook, of course. It's my only move, and this is my only move. But I might try and keep these intact. Oh, he just throws a check in. I thought he was going to play queen here to try and hit the pawns. So if I blockade here now and we trade, it should be better for me because I'm up a pawn. So I don't think my opponent can afford to trade here, but they might do. No, it doesn't. Right, so are we in time to blockade, get back now? We can certainly check or check and get back. So I think I'll go here to be centralized, and I'll just come back. Unless I get a chance for something better. There is a chance of going after the king. Here. Take. King up. And we're just threatening to go for checkmate. Just gotta be careful, but I think I'm in time to drop back. Stop the queen coming in. Just go really slowly and steadily does it. He's playing a bit too quick, I think, here. It feels like that anyway. It doesn't mean he actually is, but it feels like it. So I'm just going to go steadily up. I'm trying to trap the king. I'm not sure I can actually achieve it. But I might have to concede a pawn to get activity, like queen up, march forward. So I might have to concede some ground. So here, queen down looks fine. I'm trying to stop the queen coming here and then edge forward. King across is not a move now. Queen here is. I don't see anything easy for white to get in. So I'm just going to push my pawns while I get a chance to. If I can get the queen off, then I think I'm better because I'm up a pawn. Ooh, that's a bit of a suicide move, isn't it? Here, here. Let's not rush it though. I mean, worst case, I can check and collect a pawn. I don't think you're breaking through. Here. Maybe you are actually. Here. Down. Are you really surviving that? Check, back, check, back. So check, you go here. Have I really got nothing? Maybe I go here and threaten checkmate. If you take, queen takes, pawn takes. That feels better to me, but I don't know for sure. What are you going to actually do though? Just go here? I think that's fine anyway. I'm going to push that pawn and I'm going to see what white does here. I think I then check or collect. I think he's made a mistake now. So I think I just take, allow take, and then I check and collect. This has to be winning. Let's not rush it though. Is there a checkmate here? There is, isn't there? That's checkmate, isn't it? So good job I didn't pre-move there. You just double check that the king has nowhere to run and there is no squares. So that's checkmate. So very, very good. So let's put that through the engine. Good job I didn't play that too quickly at the end there. So we've made 36 moves. So we're slightly worse out of the opening, but essentially, well, +1 worse when we've played b6. So that's a mistake when we've played b6. The engine's saying we should have played actually e5. So we should have played e5 instead and been a bit more attacking in the centre. So b6 is a mistake. And we've blundered a couple of times. 87% versus 79%, 32 centre pawn loss, which is right on my average. So the blunders towards the end here. So, oh, my pawn's blundered twice and I haven't punished it twice. So what have I missed here? Yeah, queen here, and there must be a forced mate sequence or something, and I've just not found it, like rushing the pawn up, something like that. There'll be some sort of forced sequence where I can sack these, protect this pawn, and I've just missed it. So yeah, dropping back 3.9 to 1.7. Then here, after g4, it's the same thing. I should have come in immediately instead of allowing this move, but I deliberately waited to allow this move. But it's plus 7.8, so again, there'll be some sort of forced sequence here. So what did I actually miss? Queen, check, king to h4. Oh, queen to g2, just a very slow, calm move, just attacking the pawn. And you have to give up the queen with white. Okay, so if you push your pawn here, there's just going to be checkmate. So I just didn't take the time to figure that out. It's relatively straightforward when you look at there, isn't it? So I've just missed essentially a quicker forced win. But other than that, not too bad. So we're either essentially broadly level out the opening and then we're better for the end game. So not too bad.